Hello, guys. Welcome back to the segment. I hope your day is going well. I hope your work is going well as well. Thank you for joining back to watch this one. More interesting stories from our team. And the first on my mind is the fact that the NFF has now rolled out a directive that the Super Eagles camp is going to open on the 1st of September. And they've now mandated the backroom staff to arrive on the 1st, and then the players that are invited can then be coming in, from first to maybe the second, depending on these players and how their club sides decide to give them, the chance to show up. But again, this brings into questions what's currently happening in the Super Eagles setup. Of course, we know we still don't have a coach up until this moment, so it's something that worries us. And then, I look at it and the NFF are saying the backroom staff are going to have to come on the first. And I'm now wondering who are the backroom staff, because from the last thing, we know when Coach Finidi was allowed to go, his backroom staff also were dismissed with him. So it wasn't like Finidi left and then we had other people that were still occupying that backroom staff position. But again, it boils down to the indication that NFF are also looking at getting maybe setting backroom staff and then a caretaker coach that is going to be present to organize the team and then do the selection and everything. And again, talking about the caretaker for this duty, it's almost certainly going to be Austin Ogabon, who uh, fits the profile, in terms of the person that has had the experience being the caretaker and the person that's also still in the position to actually take up that role. I know, a lot of Nigerian fans may not really appreciate him very much coming back in that capacity because of, back then that we've seen him do it, didn't really do it very well. I think back in 2021 when he had to replace outgoing General Rohr, it didn't really turn out well. But again, it seems that he is only short right now because the match is coming. The match is almost upon us, and there may not be too much time trying to overthink it. In terms of selecting the caretaker for this role, so he might just get enough of that one. But again, it still depends on whether he wants to do it. So if he wants to do it, then obviously I'm sure the NFF are going to assign him to do that. Plus maybe give him the liberty to select the people that he wants to be in the backing staff for just these two games, not beyond it. Because as I talked about in previous video, there have been progress, a lot of progress made in terms of recruiting the next Super Eagles head coach, and Jan Anderson, the Swedish experienced gaffer, is the one that is topping the list at this moment. But of course, there's also an inclusion lately, the name of Renard, who we have been chasing for the longest time. Obviously, he is like the first choice for the team, for NFF, for even the sports minister. But the only issue, back then and still is the issue right now, is that his salary is kind of expensive, and NFF could not afford it by themselves. But right now, his name is brought back into the picture because, from the look of things, it seems that the NFF and the ministry have been running around, trying to get sponsors, private sponsors, rich businessmen in Nigeria to actually sponsor the project, and raise funds for these coaches to be paid, their salary for at least the next 10 months. They are looking at raising funds for the next 10 months to settle these coach bills, so that the coach is going to not have problems with, okay, pay me my salary, pay me, all those kind of things, because it seems like that had been the issue previously with a lot of coaches, General Raw, even Coach Joseph Pusero, issue of late payment and owing of salaries. So the NFF are looking to try and sort this out by paying for 10 months advance, and then give the coach, the chance to actually do what he needs to do without having to complain or cry about not being paid. So this looks like the plan for the NFF. But in the meantime, the match is coming. It's not waiting for anyone. Of course, you know how it is. Benin Republic obviously defeating us in the last game in the AFCON qualifiers, sorry, in the FIFA qualifiers game. But this is another chance, that fate has given us to actually get won on these guys. I wouldn't call it revenge or anything like that, but again, this is a chance for we to show who the bigger boys are, because we will also play them again. And Rohr has been in the has been in the news about this game. Uh, um, I love what he says. He's not the kind of coach that comes out and start making mouth. He just said a few things that are respectful to the Nigerian Super Eagles as a team. Of course, we were his former employer, so he just had some really fair things to say. And he said he is excited and happy to play against Nigeria. He said our preparations for the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Nigeria and Libya are going well, and I'm already in Cotonou to, first of all, offer support to our two teams playing in the Continental Cup. In fact, I'm happy for Nigeria that they can play again there in Uyo, because we could not play there for several reasons during my last 2 years with the Super Eagles. So I will be happy to see them there, and we will have a fantastic game there, despite the fact that some of our players are without clubs since they are out of contract and waiting for new contracts, which is not the same scenario with Nigeria. But we will be ready to present a good team, which should be able to make a good match in Uyo. So there you go. Former coach of our team, General, obviously stating that he is excited and already preparing ahead of this game on the 7th of September. General Rohr is actually playing a bit of a mind game here from his statement when he said that a good number of his players are not playing with their club sides because they're out of contract. He's trying to insinuate that his players are not, fit, or they have not been playing matches, which means they are not fully ready, just like Nigerian players who are in, top clubs in Europe and are playing matches week in, week out. This, for me, I think is just a mind game. He's trying to underplay his preparation. He's trying to underplay the work that he has been putting in with his team ahead of that game. But we are not listening to him. I'm sure, this is not going to mean anything. When that day comes, that's when you know how ready this man is. We saw the way he played with his team the last time in the FIFA qualifiers. I'm definitely expecting an even better play from this coach and his squad. But all that remains to be seen. But in the moment, Nigerian Super Eagles are set to open their camp on the 1st of September. And then hopefully, we can start seeing the boys coming. We know how it is. It's not usually that day of the camp opening that we start to see all of these players show up. But again, the NFF has made it mandatory that at least the backroom staff should be on ground to welcome the players when they start coming in. And it's going to be exciting to see the people that are going to make the backroom staff, and also the caretaker coach. Perhaps maybe they might be able to appoint a new coach to take charge of it, but I doubt that, because there isn't much time for this to happen. So we might just have to settle with the caretaker coach, and I'm thinking, from more indication, it's going to be Austin Eguavon. But let's wait for NFL and see what's going to happen next. That's the update for this video. Don't forget to share your thoughts on any of the stories. Leave a like for this video, share the video, guys, and also subscribe if you're just finding this channel for the first time. Football Stories is basically a channel that talk about Nigerian Super Eagles, our players, and everything in between. So if you love this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned as I bring you more updates later.